Welcome to my channel once again. My name is Musjaru. Now, on this particular channel, we look at questions and some explanations, but the videos are usually very short. Now, for those of us that are preparing for the UTME examination and of course the WAEC examination, you find all these videos by Musjaru very useful. Now, there's a question on the board that I'd like to analyze, and please, before the class continues, if you know that you have not subscribed to the channel after watching the video, do well to subscribe and press on the notification button, and of course do way to share the video, and of course your comment is very important. Of course, if you are having any issue about a particular topic, do well to relate with me on the comment section. Now, there's a question on the board here that I would like us to analyze together. Now, there's one thing, if it's your first time of you watching the video with Mosdaro, there's one thing I usually do. I'm not just looking at the answer to the question itself. We are trying to analyze each of the options that they give. Now, this particular question does not come with an option, therefore we need a broader explanation. So let's quickly jump into it very fast. Now, there's a question here that says that when air which contains, remember air, you have to be very careful. Air, when air which contains the following gases: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and rare gases, is passed through alkaline pyrogalol. Now, we should be very careful of this compound. And then over quicklime, the only gases left are dash. Now, there's something that we must pay attention to while we are analyzing questions like this. First, that's why I underline those keywords in that question. Now, they said air. Remember, please pay attention that air itself is a what? Is a mixture of what? Of gases. Now, which they stated the gases that is in air. Now, nitrogen is in air. Now, nitrogen makes up the highest percentage of gas in air. Now, followed by oxygen, and of course we have carbon dioxide, we have water vapor, and we also have what? Rare gases. Now, talking about the rare gas that are found in air, be very careful that the rare gas, we have helium, we have neon, we have argon, we have krypton, we have xenon. Now, there's a question that usually comes out in the examination. They'll say, which of the following is the most abundant noble gas? Of course, the rare gas is also regarded as what? Noble gas. So we say which of them is the most abundant noble gas in air. So please pay attention that the most abundant noble gas in air is what? Is argon. Now remember, look at this point that I'm bringing out. You also take your pen and paper and jot out the point. Of course, you can get to go through the video as you look at it. Now, come, let's go over it again. Now, remember that air is a gas. Sorry, air is a mixture of gases. Now, one of the gas found in air is rare gas. Now, these are rare gas, which are also known as noble gas. Now, I was trying to say something just now that this argon is the most abundant noble gas in what? In air. Now, we also have carbon dioxide in air. We also have nitrogen gas in air, and of course, we have oxygen gas in what? In air. Then we also have what? Water vapor. Now, because air itself is a mixture, and the components of mixtures cannot be can be separated chemically, therefore they are not chemically bonded together. Now the question is that if I pass air through alkaline pyrogalol and I pass air through quicklime, now then I said, what is the constituent of air that will be what? That will be left behind. Now let's begin to analyze these step by step. First off, if I pass air through alkaline pyrogalol, this alkaline pyrogalol is actually an aromatic alcohol. Now, alkaline pyrogalol is an aromatic what? Alcohol. Now, the structure of pyrogalol itself is what? Is OH. We have OH, then we have what? OH. Now, this is pyrogalol itself. Now, you can see it's an aromatic alcohol, and also you can see that what is an alcohol. Now, another thing that you must pay attention to again is that this pyrogalol is placed in an alkaline solution. So that's why they called it alkaline pyrogalol. Now, if we leave that, if air is passed through alkaline pyrogalol, this pyrogalol have a high constituent, or rather high affinity for what? For oxygen. So it's going to absorb or remove the oxygen. Why? Because this compound has a high affinity for oxygen. Therefore, if air is passed through alkaline pyrogalol, oxygen is removed from air. Now, I want to bring more light to this again, please. It's not only alkaline pyrogalol that can be used to remove oxygen from air. Oxygen can also be removed from air through fractional distillation of what? Of liquid air. Through fractional distillation of what? Of liquid air. And again, I have to emphasize, as I said, we have to look at the point step by step. Now, This fractional distillation is a separation technique they use to separate mixtures. But again, it's not only oxygen that can be removed from air by fractional distillation. Nitrogen can also be removed. So when liquid air is subjected to fractional distillation, nitrogen and oxygen gas is removed. You get the picture now. Now, let me come back to our question. So if air is passed through alkaline pyrogalol, oxygen is removed. Then look at this other guy, quicklime. Quicklime is calcium oxide. So quicklime is more or less the common name of calcium oxide. Now, this calcium oxide is a drying agent. Is a drying agent. Just like we have calcium chloride, it's a drying agent. H2SO4 is a drying agent. Silica gel, they are all drying agents. Now, what is drying? Drying is the removal of moisture. So any compound or any substance that can be used to remove moisture is said to be what? A drying what? Agent. Now, this quicklime is a drying agent. So because there is water vapor here, what will happen if I subject the air through quicklime, the water vapor will be what? Will be removed. Now, therefore, I'm left with, so if air is passed through quicklime, the water vapor will be removed. Therefore, they said, what are the gases that are left? Now, that means I'm left with what? I'm left with rare gas, I'm left with carbon dioxide, and I'm left with what? With nitrogen gas. So these are the gases that will be remaining, which is really regarded as the residual gas. So most times they will not say what are the only gas left. They might just say what are the residual gas. Now look at the picture again. Look at the major point that you need to pay attention to. First of all, that air is a mixture of gas, and what are the constituents of gas that are found in air. Now look at the constituents of gas that are found in air. Now we also went ahead to see that amongst these constituents that we have rare gas, that the most abundant noble gas or rare gas in air is what? Is argon. That alkaline pyrogalol is an aromatic alcohol that if I pass air through alkaline pyrogalol, oxygen is what? Is removed, in the sense that this alkaline pyrogalol have high affinity for oxygen. Now this quicklime is a drying agent, and I listed other examples of drying agent that you must pay attention to. Now, it's not all compounds that can be used as drying agents. So in our subsequent videos, I'm going to show you how to identify drying agent and what are the properties, or what properties that drying agent must possess for them to be used as what? Drying agent in the laboratory. Now come back to me very, very fast, quickly. Now we said again that it's not only alkaline pyrogalol that can be used to remove oxygen from air. I can subject air through fractional distillation, liquid air through fractional distillation. And again, if I do that, nitrogen and oxygen is what? Is removed. So you can see that if air is passed through alkaline pyrogalol and quicklime, the constituent left are rare gas, carbon dioxide, and what? And nitrogen gas. Now, there are other videos I would love to do. I don't want the video to be too long, but I want to say something here, that there is a compound that can be used to remove carbon dioxide from air. And that question usually asks in the exam. Now, what compound is that? That compound is what? Is caustic what? Soda. Some of you might be saying that, oh, I don't know what is the caustic soda. Now, quickly, let's jump into it. Caustic soda is what? Is sodium what? Hydroxide. That is to say, if air is passed through caustic soda, carbon dioxide is what? Is absorbed. You're getting the picture now. So carbon dioxide is absorbed. Therefore, they can also reiterate. There's one question that they asked in the exam. They also say that if air is passed through carbon dioxide and alkaline pyrogalol, what is the residue? What is the constituent? That is what is left. Now, easy. If you know that, so if I pass air through caustic soda, carbon dioxide is removed. If I pass it through alkaline pyrogalol, oxygen is removed. So what will be left? Rare gas, nitrogen gas, and water vapor. You get it now? Now, these two questions I just analyzed, they are UTME questions. So if you know anybody that's preparing for the UTME exam, 2026 UTME examination, or the WAEC examination, of course, you can refer my channel to the person. Of course, my name is what? Mosjaru. Now, this question is actually coming from the Effective Compendium by my very self, Mosjaru. So if you want to have a copy for yourself, of course, you can send a DM, and of course, you can place a comment at the comment section. Please, as you watch the video, do well to share with your friends and people that are writing the examination. Now, there are many videos I would love to analyze. All you have to do, anytime you want to see my videos, you also have to subscribe and of course on the notifications, so that anytime I upload videos, you get to see them. So I'll see you in my other videos. Thank you.